Good evening, friends and family. I just wanted to come on today and share with you a message that's been on my heart and something that I've been implementing in my life and hopefully something that you guys can implement in yours if you haven't done so already. Nonetheless, these principles that I'm about to outline can be effective no matter where you put them in your life. What I'm going to speak about today is more or less an analogy, and those who know me know that I speak in analogies. And with that, this message is the key to a successful relationship. However, you can really fill in the blank of anything in there. The key to a successful finances, the key to successful marriage, the key to a successful relationship, the key to a successful hobby or work. Really just fill in the blank, and I think you could take this for what it is and press on. So yeah, I have it written down. I just want to keep my train of thought. So if you see me glaring off, that's what that is. But nonetheless, the key to a successful relationship. I believe, like many of my friends and family, we've grown up in a time where they say, the golden rule is treat others the way you would like to be treated. And although I believe that we should still implement this process, because I believe we should all treat each other with respect and kindness and fairness, right, and love, we have to realize also that that's not the same. Because if it was, then that means everyone would be treating each other with those qualities and attributes, but that we can clearly see that that's not the case. So I'm not saying that it's necessarily flawed. It's just the expectation management on the receiving end. That's the flawed situation, right? We kind of want them to treat us the same way, but that's not always the case. So rather, we've seen this with our friends, employees, our employer, our spouse, our family. It doesn't matter. I'm sure you've committed yourself to someone and or something one time in your life and have come up dry, right? Come up short, not gaining any interest. So the key to a successful relationship on my end is treat your relationship like you do invest in a 401k, all right? So with that being said, no one opens up an account with a firm whose vision or mission statement, ethics or morals are to take all your money that you've invested and just get rich off of you and take you for granted and not do anything in return. However, again, I'm sure we can see that in personal relationships that we've either had in our life and or others have experienced that have been able to share with us. So we want that firm to be working hard for our money, especially if we're going to invest our time, our efforts, and of course that cash to that firm. We want some sort of return on that policy. And we can see that in certain banks too, right? Like a bank says, hey, you need a $5,000 deposit to start opening up an account with us. That's pretty steep, especially if they say like, oh, and we're not going to give you any interest. Meanwhile, this bank over here is saying, hey, I don't want your money. I just want to establish a relationship. You don't need anything to open up the account with us. However, what we are going to do is give you interest for any dollar that you do put into our account. That's something that's going to pique your interest, right? Like, hey, okay, it sounds like a better deal. And because it is. So just keep that in mind and use that to the analogy of a relationship, right? Or a hobby or something that you dedicate time and effort to. Do these principles, right? So I'll continue on. See, over time, overspending time, money, and that commitment and effort, our personal relationships should have a steady growth, right? A steady climb, if you would, if we invested wisely. Now, obviously, not all investments are successful as others, and we have to understand that just as much as all friendships and family or friendships aren't as successful as others. Some fall off. You had your high school best friends, and now you might not be as close, and then you might meet, your bro mate down the road, and you never know what that relationship might come to be. So just know that all friendships are different, just as much as all investments are different. However, if you invested wisely, this is my point, is you really want to hold on to those good ones, right? Those good friends, those good family, that good love and relationship that you have. And you want to establish that investment over time to continuously put in that effort. And here's what happens, right? When you hold on to those good ones and you ride out that hard issue, you really got a few things in store, right? You got number one option is you can drop that friendship when going gets tough, and you can cut your losses. right? And you can do that with an investment. You can do that with a friend. Two, you can do nothing and hope that it just bounces back on its own and just give it time. Sometimes you've seen this in relationships, and you don't really go too much further, but you just maintain it at a steady level. Or three, you invest more. You invest more when that relationship is down and when they're down. One, it shows that you're putting in your time and your commitment to them. They see that on their end. And then you know that it will bounce back because you know the foundation that you built over time. And ultimately, you both reap more in return. If you follow these principles in time, you begin to earn what's called compounding interest, right? See, you could stop investing, let's say 5 years of a relationship, you stop investing. But yet over those 5 years investments, you made enough investments to build what you need to sustain. Those are the same principles that I'm talking about today. And my mouse died, so I don't see what's on my screen now. Those are the same investments. See, so when the going gets tough again and you're on a downfall, you don't really have to worry about that relationship going off to the side, because when it takes a hit, guess what? You still have money in the bank. You still have all of that foundation that you established prior to all of this. And over time, if you were to stop investing, not saying that you should, I'm saying you could though, you can ride out just simply on interest alone, knowing that through all the ups and downs that your relationship had, you can still live off that interest you established in the beginning. So I know it's been long, it's 7 minutes now, but long story short, don't just look at those who are going to give back to you and or that simple understanding of treat others the way you would like to be treated and then expect the same, but rather think forward of that relationship and realize if it is a good investment in its own in itself, right? Like if you start seeing that it's loss after loss after loss, and you're just not seeing a steady climb going back up, maybe that relationship and or individual needs to not be on your portfolio. It's as simple as that, and as bad as that might sound, you also have to look at yourself, your family, your spouse, your loved ones, and in that financial aspect. So again, I hope this may have helped someone or might help someone. I just wanted to share it with you guys. It's been on my heart. And the key to a successful relationship is to treat your relationship like you do a 401k. And simply just invest, and over time, ride out on that investment because of all that interest that is built and compounding of that friendship and all of those experiences that you face. So, love you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and enjoy. Bye.